Hey everybody, welcome back to Andy's Adventures. This past weekend, I rolled into a car show here in Woodinville with my good friends Mark and Mike, going back from our school days, and it really reignited something for me, and I think we all enjoyed it. But we grew up working on cars along with many of our friends. For me, as early as I can remember, with my dad and grandpa laying on my back or under the hood, getting greasy with a wrench in my hand. I've just always been drawn to cars. And now, after my spinal cord injury, I guess that infatuation hasn't gone, but it has evolved. So I've been thinking, what if we could build wheelchair accessible vehicles that are not just functional, but something fun with character, with soul, not just another minivan conversion, but resto mods that turn heads, break molds, go fast if that's what you're into, but have some cool factor and just really speak to you. So, wanted to talk about that vision, why it matters, and why it might also be worthy of its own adventure thread, and would like to know what you think as well. So, a few childhood memories and early experiences that I've had with cars, and a lot of my friends had some of these as well. And you might be able to relate, and would love to hear your comments down in the thread here on the video. I remember earliest. Some of my earlier experiences would have been under the hood of our '69 Mustang. It was dark blue, a notchback. I rode around the back seat of that thing all the time. But I'd spend time working on that with my dad, and later, probably the first time I was wrenching on stuff meaningfully was when he taught me how to rebuild my first four-barrel carburetor when I was like 6 or 7. Yeah, so I just really like the smell of gasoline going around wrecking yards, going to Ray's Auto Wrecking in South Everett, or North Linwood, wherever it was. And there's just that wrecking yard smell. And if any of you guys are out there, have been out into a wrecking yard where you go and you take off your own parts, there's just that smell. It's the combination of rust and mud and oil in the ground and 90 weight coming from the differentials. I don't, it's just a unique smell. And I have fond memories of that smell and picking parts and stuff like that. That's where my fascination began, I guess. We had a car shop in our house during junior high and high school. I would work for him in that shop, and I built my first V8 engine there when I was 12, going on 13. But anyway, just cars have always kind of been a thing. It's like a social substrate of friends and family ever since I can remember. And um, I think it's something that a lot of people share. So, anyway, that's kind of where I'm coming from. So, a few standout moments from the show itself. One is getting to meet up with Barry Long, who's a friend and local living legend in spinal cord community, especially here in Woodinville. And he's a suffered a spinal cord injury in a motorcycle accident back in the 90s, and he drives a nice red notchback '68 Mustang, and that's one of my favorite models. That body style, um, and we saw a few of those there. They're a pretty sought after one, and um, hey, just a quick public service announcement. If anyone knows how to troubleshoot the timing of an old six cylinder, this certain red Mustang might be backfiring quite a bit, and in fact, might have blown someone's muffler off. So it's either a distributor or something else to do with the timing system. I saw a few other vehicles that just reminded me of some fond memories. Like there was a green Mercury Cougar, very similar to one that I got to practice driving when I was like 4 years old out at Ocean Shores out on the beach doing donuts in the sand with um, my uncle Len and my mom and dad, and they were kind of letting me drive around on the beach while they worked the gas and stuff like that, and just had a good time letting me sit on his lap. Now this was in the early '70s, so probably couldn't get away with that today. There's just a lot of really cool cars, number of Corvettes, uh, four-wheel drive vehicles like a nice Land Cruiser, some Broncos. Didn't see any Scouts there. Would have loved to see that. Maybe I can bring mine there next year if we get it done. Separate project or a separate video on that. If you want to see it, I'll point to it here. Um, but yeah, there's a cool old '60s Chevy van that is on the short list of things that I was thinking about in terms of creating a wheelchair access van that has a cool factor to it. Picturing something like that on airbags with maybe an LS swap or something like that. Um, but a lot of ideas from the show, a lot of really nice stuff, old stuff, new stuff, etc. I didn't have to look too hard to find good evidence of alignment with the target market. So if you know people in the disabled community who might be into this, please share this with them because I want to inspire others to this. And I figure based on the demographics of the spinal cord community, just thinking that the target market might align well with the disabled community. But hopefully people could share ideas, stories, even collaborate here with me. And as it'll take a whole team and a team of teams to do this between the people with the know-how in the disabled accessibility vehicle industry, combining with the shrinking restoration industry and doing good customs. So I don't mean to. I don't mean anything against wheelchair access vehicles in the industry as a whole, but but yeah, it's kind of a limited market in the way that they're done. It's too often one or a few minivans with the bottom cut out of the belly pan, exhaust modded or modified, rerouted. Maybe part of the drivetrain or something like that has to be dealt with. A lot of times the fuel tank needs to be reduced and modified, and so forth. Whether you're doing a rear loader or a side loader, that's kind of a formula. And then you've got a variety of different options for hand controls if you are going to be able to drive on your own, and hopefully that'll be the case for me soon. I want to get my certification to do that, and hope to by this fall, so I can drive myself around rather than having my wife or friends or a caregiver drive me. But that's kind of the formula. Well, and that's been happening for a while. So you can find some wheelchair access vans. Some are big, some are small, but the small ones have a lot of those modifications in them. Whereas the bigger ones, you pretty much can throw a lift in and use the existing doors unless you don't have a tall enough roof. But that's kind of been the formula. And I'm thinking that we don't necessarily need to have the sacrifice of personality or performance. This could even potentially involve my '76 Scout. We might be able to incorporate some sort of lift system off the roll cage in there, or some other concepts that that we might come up with. But yeah, that'll be down the road as we kind of get some projects going. So thanks for watching, and again, please, drop your thoughts, comments, questions into the chat below, and look forward to talking with you more about it. Cheers.